Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. On this episode of Days of Our Lives, Gabby and Connie get cozy, Jada and Stephanie piece things together, Bobby plants doubts in Kayla and Marlena's minds, and Kate and Abe receive good and bad news. Stephanie and Jada surmise that Bobby is impersonating Everett outside the pub. Jada remembers how Everett seemed when she was interrogating Bobby on the death of Lee. Everett stated he didn't remember it from Bobby, but if he is still Bobby, he might be feigning Everett's identity to hide the reality. Everett apologizes to Kayla in the hospital for his impolite behavior. He attributes it to managing his mental health condition and starting a new job. His first concern isn't Stephanie's feelings, it's been a trying time. After expressing regret for his persistent rudeness, he departs for his treatment session. Kayla watches him depart with caution. After Paulina hangs up the phone at home, she tells Abe that Everett has been bugging her for a Rafe quotation. Her task should be to name a temporary police commissioner. The ideal candidate is Jada, but she should definitely give Rafe her whole attention. However, she may want to put in extra time to find the scumbag who attacked him. After her meeting with Kayla, she will get in touch with her. Gabby comes into the hospital room just as Connie is reaching for Rafe's ventilator machine. Connie tells how awful she feels about Rafe's situation while tucking her latex gloves into her pocket. She wanted to see if she could help as a Salem resident. Gabby says earnestly, "Why don't you cut the crap and tell me why you're really here?" Actually, according to Connie, she's there to deliver her ideas for Gabby's chic and a printed copy of her resume. How nuts and creepy that is, Gabby tells her. She tells the stalker to go since she doesn't have time for her. "You can't do that, Connie." Bobby enters Marlena's unoccupied office. He sighs, reflecting on how difficult it is to be Everett. Everett requests to end their appointment when Marlena shows up. He should organize his life in order to reduce his stress levels. Marlena is aware of how important his treatment is to him, just as much as his work and his connection with Stephanie. Everett claims that he and Stephanie split up. Kate visits Abe after getting the rights to Body and Soul and returning from Los Angeles. Although he is ecstatic to hear the news, Kate tells him the three lead actresses will not be moving. Disappointed, Abe proposes recasting, but Kate refuses to be a cheap replica of the program. Perhaps they can rethink the entire concept. Then, Abe regrets, it wouldn't be his program. Kate enumerates the several tasks and individuals they must recruit. They have a steep learning curve to climb. Kayla informs Paulina in a hospital appointment room that her test results are excellent. Her mildly raised cholesterol is the only thing that worries her. Kayla recommends statins, exercise, and a low-fat diet. Paulina is unwilling to take additional medication. She believed her medical problems were resolved. Kayla thinks they will be over for a while if she takes these precautionary steps. Kayla is asked by Paulina to keep her medication resistance a secret from Abe. Kayla believes Abe would be pleased with her, but she won't. Paulina laments that sometimes he is so preoccupied with his soap drama that he hardly even notices her. If nothing else, it provides him with something to do besides whine about the cancellation. Seated on an examination table in a hospital gown, Paulina looks at Kayla warily. Connie offers to help Gabby manage everything going on by being her free assistant in Rafe's hospital room. Serving her would be an honor for her. Although Gabby is interviewing assistants, she is not currently in need of one for this. Connie extends her offer to get coffee. Connie quickly leaves as Gabby gives her a firm command. Everett says at Marlena's office that asking Stephanie to stay behind while he recovers didn't seem fair. He's beginning to experience some of Bobby's emotions as well. Marlena calls that development, albeit cautiously. He requests to be hypnotized once more and declares that he is ready to face his history. Marlena places Everett beneath. Everett sobs as he remembers being struck by his father with a belt. He shouts for him to stop, his eyes firmly closed. Jada receives a call from the station outside the pub. She yells into the phone to not provide Everett, who has called 3 times, with any information regarding Rafe's stabbing. She wonders what's going on with Everett after hanging up. Stephanie says Bobby should have stabbed Rafe to make way for Jada. The timing of his release from Bayview, according to Jada, makes sense. Stephanie remembers seeing him that day in his hotel room. Perhaps he cleaned off evidence as he was leaving the shower. Perhaps she's read too many murder mysteries, too. Jada remembers Bobby at Bayview reading a mystery. Stranger notions she's heard proved to be accurate. Stephanie and Jada converse outside the pub on a bench. In the hospital lobby, Connie gets upset with Gabby's coffee order, calling her a diva bitch, while holding a to-go cup. Connie will make Gabby pay for what she did to Lee once she figures out a way to get rid of Rafe so he can't bring her to justice. She brings the coffee to Rafe's room after spitting in it. Gabby said she was astounded by Connie's ideas and resume. Right now, she could use someone similar to her, for a trial period. Connie is eager to get going. When Marlena awakens from hypnosis, Everett is sobbing. It is only now that he can recall his father tormenting him. It seems like Bobby came out that day to keep an eye on him and stayed until today. Having regained his memory, he no longer requires his protection. He feels and remembers things like Bobby. He seems to be a whole person. How he will ever be able to thank Dr. Evans is beyond him. She gives a small smile as her eyes narrow. Abe recommends that Kate play Lorna at his apartment, but Kate responds that she's a producer, not an actor. Abe is also aware of who ought to perform the other parts. Following Everett's departure, Kayla visits Marlena at work. They talk about their unsettling interactions with Everett. If everything is not as it looks, Marlena made a grave error by letting him go from Bayview. She is unsure if he was acting today. In the hospital room, Everett is watching over Rafe. Had he known that Connie would attempt to harm him, he would have intervened. He had no intention of dying. All he wanted was for Jada to be his alone, so he asked Rafe to step aside. Jada promises to bring Bobby in for interrogation outside the pub. Stephanie is given the command to be quiet to everyone. They really don't want anyone else to know that they believe Everett is Bobby, the one who stabbed Rafe. Connie listens as she peers her head around the corner in the distance. Following Everett's departure, Kayla visits Marlena at work. They talk about their unsettling interactions with Everett. If everything is not as it looks, Marlena made a grave error by letting him go from Bayview. She is unsure if he was acting today. In the hospital room, Everett is watching over Rafe. Had he known that Connie would attempt to harm him, he would have intervened. He had no intention of dying. All he wanted was for Jada to be his alone, so he asked Rafe to step aside. Jada promises to bring Bobby in for interrogation outside the pub. Stephanie is given the command to be quiet to everyone. They really don't want anyone else to know that they believe Everett is Bobby, the one who stabbed Rafe. Connie listens as she peers her head around the corner in the distance. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.